Hi, my name is Brian, and this is Learning to Draw from the Very Start. This video series is designed to teach the beginner that wants to learn how to draw but couldn't find that right teacher, book, or video. This series will teach you step by step the easiest way possible to draw. So get your pencil and paper and let's get drawing. Hi, and welcome to this video that I call Drawing Cartoons for Kids. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there love to draw, but you really don't have a lot of people to show you, or maybe your parents don't have time or they never had the talent to draw. And so you're kind of going at it on your own. But with this little short series that I'm going to do, this is just for kids. These are for you guys out there who are true beginners that really want to learn how to draw but don't have anyone to teach you or can't understand the videos or books. So we're going to start out with the figure. And the figure is really easy because if you break things down to their basic shape, it becomes a lot easier to do. Let's just say if we start out with a figure, let's start out with, let's say the letter A, capital letter A, like that. That's easy to do because you probably do that in school all the time. But if you do this, you still have the capital A, but now, let's say you put a big oval on top of it, like so. Now you're starting to get a figure, and that was pretty simple. Now watch this. You take this and you do a little oval down here, and you do another oval down there. Now you have a body with feet. And let's do some arms. Just two lines coming right off the top of this. And you want to make sure that your lines are basically even lengthwise. So you want to bring it down here. But this is a cartoon, so the arms don't have to be perfect, because eventually this will be your creation and your drawing. And I'll cut that off right there. So now you just drew a character. Let's draw a hand. So for now, let's do another oval here, and then a small oval for a thumb. And that would be the mitten. You know, basically when you learn how to draw, you don't know how to draw hands, so you draw the mitten. We'll stick with that for now, and we'll break this down piece by piece to show you guys how simple it is. Okay, so now you have a person, a body, already with a shirt because of the line. Now you can bring that line down a little bit more to give him a longer shirt, or you can leave it up to make maybe a belt. And these would be the loops for the pants. And this is the belt buckle. Get detailed here. You have your little hook in the belt buckle like that. And I say these would be the loop for the pants. But I don't want that. Let's just cover his belt up with his shirt by making his shirt a little longer. But now you know with that first line, you can have a belt or you can have your shirt, depending on how far down you make the first line. Now, the way it is now, it looks like he has a long sleeve shirt on. Let's give him a short sleeve shirt. And the easy thing to do is just draw a little half circle line here and here. Now draw a U, the letter U, right in there, around his neck, almost like this guy has a necklace on. And now you're just giving him a short sleeve shirt. Now, a lot of kids have trouble drawing faces, and that's all right. We're going to show you how to do this as well. Let's bring this arm down in. Now, even if this is all you can draw is this little smiley face, a little piece of nose, and a mouth, that's fine too. Now, let me show you how to do that, how to change that a little bit more to make it a little more realistic. So the eyes, draw two big eyes. Take the same thing, just make them a little bigger. Then inside, draw another circle. And then a third circle, and put this circle right on the corner somewhere. Now what that is, that's the light that bounces off of your eye. Now your eyes are wet, which makes them shiny, and it gives them that wet, shiny surface. So whatever light you look at is going to reflect off of that that black area in your light, in your eyes, I'm sorry. But if you look in the mirror, you will see some light or white spot somewhere on your eyes, and that gives it that more characteristic, a better looking characteristic, if you want to call it that, by doing eyes like that. And your nose, now let's just, instead of doing a straight line, curve that line just a little bit, like you make the letter V, but just curve it out a little bit more, like so. And then your mouth, if all you can do is a curved mouth, then that's fine. Some people will put the little C on there to give them a better smile, but to make that a little bit more, just put another line underneath of it that represents kind of like a bottom lip. Then you can put eyebrows, which is just another curve. And then you're seeing how we went from this to this in no time. And just some ears on the side. And the ear, just, if you just draw an oval like that and put it on the side of the face, that's all it is. Like so. And then hair, you can put any type of hair you want to, but usually I'll just draw a line across the top of the forehead, like this, a line straight down in front of the ears, and then from there, you can go up and do whatever kind of crazy hair you decide to do. And you start erasing that. And then you have a face. And if you choose, you can give them, you know, some kind of shape in the front of the forehead, like that. That could be, you know, part of his hairdo, or any kind. If you do a girl, whatever you want to do, and we'll do a girl later on. And then the inside of the ear, just want to come down like this, and then make a circle, almost like drawing. Well, this side would be an A, this side would be a 6. So you want to come in and do a circle like that, just like if you were doing a 6. And this one would be like if you were doing a small A in the ear. And then you have a neck to put on him. So from just a few quick, simple lines, you have a nice face. Now, let me show you one thing about the face that changes with just a simple little trick. Let me take some of the hair off because that might get in the way. Put the hair back up high like this. Now, by changing the eyebrows, that gives you your expression on your character. So you just saw what I just did. Now, by turning the eyebrows up like this, that gives them an evil or mad expression just by shifting the eyebrow shapes. Now, let's do another one. Now, if I did it like this to the side, that would make him worried. He has that worried look. And if I took that and I put him way up high on his forehead, it would give him more of a surprise look. So by just changing the eyebrows, you can give your character all kinds of different expressions without changing anything else on the face. Now later on, when you become a little better, you can do things like open the mouth and then give him the you know, surprise happy look with just the eyebrows. Just little tweaks here and there changes your drawings. So, and let's do this with this guy. Let's just make him angry. He's an angry guy, just simply by changing the eyebrows. So if you have your eyes, and let's do a couple sets of eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one, just by the eyebrows, just right above the eye, with very little curve, is just your basic look. I'm paying attention kind of a look. And when they go up and down diagonally, that's an evil look. When you put that opposite and you put it on the side like that, that's a worried look. And then when you bring them up high, that's a surprise look like this. So it's very simple. And I'll put a nose and a mouth, a nose and a mouth, a nose and a mouth, a nose and a mouth. And you see the difference? And we didn't change the nose any, and we didn't change the mouth any. So it's very simple to do your face. Now, let's work with these mittens and change them into hands a little bit. So now, what I had you do first was you drew the oval, and you drew that. Now, the one thing about the thumb connects with your pointer finger. So if you take your thumb and you come down like so, just make a straight line down past the curve. This part would be your palm, the palm of your hand. So this part after here would be your finger. And I'll put one bend in that finger like so. So you do that, you curve that, and curve the thumb up a little bit. Just curve it up like so. Now, if you bring another finger in like that, and a third finger like that. Now, I know we have 5 fingers, but if you really look at cartoons, you go look at any cartoons, Flintstones, Bugs Bunny, all the characters in cartoons only have 4 fingers. I don't know why they did that. I guess because it was easier to do, and because it was more cartoony. And I guess I didn't really notice that until I was in my 20s, late 20s, that they never had 5 fingers. If you look at one cartoon and you count them, you'll see they only have 4 fingers. So I guess that's the cartoon thing. I think even in some of the Disney cartoons, they only have 4 fingers. So that's an easy way to change the hand. So like I said, let me get a marker and do this one here. So you always want to put a curve because your thumb has a curve to it. So you want to put that curve in your thumb like so. Like that. And as I say, that line, that line comes all the way down into your pointer finger. Like that. And then your other fingers, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, will come behind that, will come out from behind that finger. So you don't necessarily have to see the palm. You can just put a finger here and a finger there. And this is just cartooning now, so no one can say, oh, you're right or you're wrong, because this is your creation. Now, let's just say you wanted to do a fist. The guy punched somebody in the head. So you do a square, like so. You do a little piece of the box. Let's say a little rectangle. If you drew a rectangle from this corner to that corner, just like that, you come up at an angle and draw that. And basically what you're doing is you're drawing the letter Y. That is a capital. Now that would be a small y. It's just drawing a Y, just like that. And that would come around to the thumb, which is bent in, just like this. I hope you can see that. And it curves around here, and then you still have some of the palm of the hand, so your your bottom is always going to be curved. And I didn't say that when I was drawing it, but you probably saw it. Your bottom of your hand is always going to be curved from your palm. So you have this, you follow this, you come down, and this is your finger. And this is your finger. Basically, it curves in, and when your finger curves in, it kind of takes a Y shape. There are a few more creases, but just doing the Y shape in the beginning is all you need. And then that would be your fist. Now, if you want to really add some more detail to it, your middle finger comes out just a little bit, like that. This finger curves in, and this finger comes out when you really do a fist. But that's just adding a little more detail to it. So you have your arm, like that, and your fist is tucked under there, and your thumb is tucked under there, and then you have somebody doing a punch. That's a P, not a D. P-O-W, pow. So another way to do the hand is, let's say if you want to do a front fist, it's a rectangle again, and everything you draw is a basic shape: circle, square, and a triangle. You just have to be able to see that in any object. And then once you learn to master these 3 shapes, drawing is a breeze. Just like with this. It's more of a rectangle. This could be another box underneath that with this cut into it, which is almost a triangle. These are just long rectangles, and this is just a circle or oval. This is more oval, and this could be another rectangle. So it's just basically basic shapes. You take your basic shapes and you turn it into what you need, and then later on you can round it off. I'll get a better pen for this. You can round it off so it won't be so sharp. The shoulders will come down, and it just rounds off. And you learn the basic shape of the hands, of the arms. And it's very simple. Now, the front fist, getting back to that, is just this. You have your square or your rectangle, and you come off to the side, and you have another rectangle, and that's your thumb curving in, and then you put your fingers, 1, 2, 3. Well, since we're doing 3 fingers for a cartoon, we'll stick with 3 fingers. And then you have your knuckles, 1, 2, 3, just like that. And that's an easy fist. Now, sometimes you'll see the palm. When you do a fist, you'll see some of the palm, but we're not going to worry about that now. We're just doing an easy, quick fist. That does look weird, so just for the sake of arguments, let's go ahead and put 5 so you guys can see better what I'm saying. Because until you start doing cartoons and you realize the four fingers, it kind of looks weird. So there you have it. You have your fist, you would see some of your palm, and then maybe there's your arm coming back here from here. You'd be punching up, and then you have your pow again. Now, depending on how you turn the hand, you might see some of the fingers underneath being tucked in, but then it would be, the punch would have to come from another direction. So if I ink this without really messing it up, you have your knuckles, your fingers, and they would have a little curve at the bottom. And this one would be higher. It would curve higher than the others, so you would see a little bit of the finger tucked in. You just see a little bit, slight bit of these fingers. And then your thumb comes out like that. And I'm just getting into crazy detail now. Now, because of the angle I just drew that, it would be better for your arm to come this way. But that's a front fist. Now, just doing any other shape of the hand with it open, you want to do not so much a box, would it be more a cube, rectangle, cube. So anyway, doing that, you would put, and go back to 3 fingers again. You would put just put your holes here, and depending on where your thumb is, and let's just say the thumb is here. And as I say, you always do the curve of the thumb. So this is going to be hand upside down. So what you can do is you start out just by doing stick lines like that. And it's got to come from the center of that hole like that. And then just add more, as I call it, more meat to it. So you just the same way you did the arms, you did one arm or the one side and the other side. You do the one side of the finger and then you do the other side of the finger. Like so. And let's ink that to make that a little more visible. And what I did wrong is I put this was the long finger. So we'll correct that. I have to turn this upside down. So this is my palm. This is my thumb. And this would be the pointer finger, which I did wrong. And this would be the middle finger. And being a cartoon, this would be the baby finger. Like that. And it is kind of weird because we're doing the 3 fingers again, but you start out, when you start out, go ahead and start out with 3 fingers. So let's just say we did another hand here and I run out of paper. We just do, and this is going to be like your palm facing palms up. So, and your palm, you have this where it curves. It's pretty much in the middle of your hand. So you can cut it like that, middle, and then the fat piece can be an oval, and that's where your thumb comes out. It's connected to that bigger piece of meat in the palm of your hand. And then you would have your 1 finger, 2 fingers, and your 3 fingers. Now, if you want to put a 4th finger there, then that's fine, but we're just going to do like that. And as I say, it's a square, and then you have your arm, your wrist. But it's always this square for your hand. And let's just put the fourth finger there. And remember, the meaty part of the palm connects to your thumb. So you have that, you have this part which goes to the baby finger, and then your thumb that curves out like so. So you always draw that little box piece. And let's switch paper, get a little crowded. Always draw this little piece of box, some way, somehow, to do hands and even forward. So if I did this, let's say I'll just do this quick rough. Your fingers are gonna come out the front, and your thumb, and this is the top of your hand. Your thumb will come out like that. And let's put the fourth one since I have room. So that would be the top of your hand, your palm, and your wrist. And your knuckles would be here. And this one, if you do forward, you take your 3, and I keep wanting to do 3, but it's hard for me to do 3, so I'll do 4. And you're going to have your palm. It's going to come down like that, and a smaller piece there. So your thumb is going to come right off of this, like that. So if this finger was turned up a little, if it was pointing at you, this finger would be turned up a little. You have that first piece. Let's say this finger would go down. This finger would go down here, and this one would go down there. Almost like someone casting a magical spell. If you get into comic books, they use that hand position a lot, and then you have your knuckles like that. Let me see if I can do this. And this might be a little hard for the beginners. But remember, this finger connects to that thumb. It's always going to do that. And you have that. And as I say, you have a little palm, and then you have your other palm like that. And then you would have your arm, and this guy could be casting a magical spell. So to do, what did I say I was going to do? Let's do another one from the side. Let's just say the same way we did the fist. And you have your thumb here, but we'll have the thumb open. And remember, this goes to that finger, so we'll put that finger up. And we'll put this one down and that one. And he could be shooting a fireball or something like that. I don't want to spend too much time on the fingers. Remember to put your curve in there, and it curves around back there. And then your second finger and your third finger. And these are tucked behind that. So if this character was shooting a fireball or something, you're drawing a superhero, the hand could look like that. And the same thing with, I don't know what we would do with this hand. Coming from the palm, the palm, the thumb. The thumb has that one joint, so it would bend here and come in like that. So let's say if you were doing a fist from the inside, and these are just rectangles, and I'll use the 3 fingers, and just because I started, I would put the 4th fingers, and you notice how they curve around like so. And then just for detail, if they bend, when they bend, you might see some of the middle part of the finger right here, and then you see a little bit of the other part of the palm like that. So, but it always starts out with your square, unless you're doing a side like this, and then it would be a narrower, more of a rectangle. So if I had the hands out, let's do another rectangle from the side, like so. And let's have this hand down. So it's always going to come to the thumb and back. And we have that finger up and that finger up like that. That's a weird position because you're losing track of what finger is where. But it's going to be from the side just like that and curve around. I don't like that. Let's change that into something else. Let's just straight out. Just have your fingers straight out. And the top of your finger should curve. And if this person was flying and he had his hand straight out, you see the first and the second. You wouldn't see the other ones unless you drew it from the other side, which would be like this. You would see the small finger, the other one, and the third one, and the thumb would come down. This would be, you'd have the palm, the meaty part of the palm, like that, and the thumb would be over here. Let's see. The thumb would be here. This would be the flat part, and this would be the baby finger here. This would be the other finger here, and the third finger, well, the third finger would be behind that. So let's just say I turned it, I saw some more palm, so you might see part of the finger from the bottom. But just remember, you'll see that if you're drawing this side, you won't see the other two fingers, but you'll see your thumb. And this is the meaty part of the palm right in here. So when you flip it over, you'll see the meaty part of the palm right here. And you'll see the small part here, which connects to the baby finger. Kind of got a little mixed up with all the inking. But that's getting more into detail. But for now, if you can't do the square, it's hard for you to do, and you're still used to doing the mitten, that's fine. Use this as the end of your palm, and then just put your fingers on that, like that, and then just curve, like I said, curve your thumb. Always put a little curve in your thumb so that people will recognize, hey, that's a thumb. And then your wrist. And that's easy. It's easier than the square, but as you progress in your drawing, you want to use the square. So back to this little guy here. Let's cut this off. Let's give him some pants. Let's do the marker. So you want to curve around at the bottom just like that. And then let's do this. Let's make this more of a triangle like that. Get rid of that box there. And then your shoes down, and let's make this flat. Curve down, flat, and then curve. That way, if you want to put tennis shoes or something on them, you could give them an extra heel, like just like this. And if you wanted to do laces, you could do the X laces, and then the line here, or you can just do straight across laces like that, and the lines there. And then the shirt, you curve the shirt around too. And the sleeves, whenever I draw a shirt, I don't have it skin tight like that. I have the shirt hanging off of his arm. So his arm would come down here. So you can see that there's room in his shirt. And then the collar, and I'll do like a double collar for that. And the shoulders, I'll just round the shoulders off. And then if I do a face, I'll usually make just a pointier chin and then come around like that. And this is more a kid right here because of the size of the eyes. The bigger the eyes, the younger the cartoon kid would be, or the younger the cartoon character would be. Now when you start doing a larger face and smaller eyes, your character is older. But for now, we're just doing this one character, and then I'll come back with another video and we'll work on some more characters. And why does my pen stop writing? Like that. He's got huge eyes, humongous eyes. Eyebrows and the nose. And you can do that little line there. You can, you don't have to, but that indicates the bridge of the nose. And then the mouth. And I must get a better pen. And then the mouth is open. And if you want to, you can do like a M. And that would represent a tongue in his mouth, like that. So he's crazy happy. And then you do the small A for the ear and the 6 for the other side. And then I'll change his hair a little bit. I'll give him some hair down on his forehead. And then this is sideburns. And just crazy looking hair like that. So there you have it. That's a quick tutorial on doing faces, not faces, doing just drawing cartoons for kids. And I'll come back and we'll do some more. And this guy is still angry. And you turn the mouth up and now he's really angry. So that's something else we'll work on, doing the face more as we do more character body. So that was it for this little quick video, and I hope you learned something, pick something up, and stay tuned. I'll continue to do more and turn this into a drawing series for kids, just for kids only. So thanks for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.